What's up guys, I got the pencil here, and here we have a deadly doll to discuss. The time has come to dive into the mental mad world and discuss him, the lust of the 7 deadly sins, the mad, the unfeeling, the knowledgeable, the peerless puppet of the demon clan, Gowther, the ravenous desire. Before we begin the scaling of the deadly desire, please, I gotta ask, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It would help out a lot. Now, on to Gowther. Gowther is actually super unique in terms of the entire series just based on his biology alone. Gowther is not a human, fairy, giant, demon, or goddess. Gowther is in fact a doll. This is something that supports him a lot in many of his battles throughout the series. Gowther, upon his introduction, casually catches a supercharged arrow from a holy knight, decapitates the demonic Dale, and ends the fight with his magic. Next, he pulls upon Leonis and rewrites the memory of an entire legion of Holy Knights in a singular attack and is forced to battle Slater. However, he then outplays Slater and then gets him to realize the error in his ways. Then, he has a fight with Dreyfus. The battle is even for the most part until Gowther invades Dreyfus and wins the battle, only for Fraudulent to come in with the assist and save Dreyfus. Then, Gowther doesn't do much against Hendrickson except spread the plan out for everyone to hear. Then, Gowther fights Diane, but that fight ends in a flash, and Gowther just ends up sulking around and gets sealed away in doll form. He manages to clutch it out against Galland, being able to rewrite his memory of Galland's fight in Camelot, and the next fight he has is against Escanor, where he knocks him out because Escanor wasn't attacking him. In the next fight, he then paralyzes Melascula, and after that, helps the Sins defeat a base Chandler. Then, against the fight with Mael, he gets slapped around a lot due to his guilt, and then is the only one to save Mael with his magic. In the first fight with the Demon King, he ends up giving Meliodas the resolve to win through his magic, and is the reason Zeldris is freed from the second fight with the Demon King, also with his magic. He does nothing against Cath, and then Gowther's story ends. Gowther's narrative is actually really simple, but Gowther's abilities are far from simple, and they are extremely powerful and potent. Gowther's magic is known as Invasion, and it is the magic that gives him access to all of his sub-abilities. Invasion attacks the mind, body, and soul of those afflicted. Gowther has access to Breaker Off, where he paralyzes his opponent by disconnecting their nerve endings for 10 seconds. He then has Broadcast, where he can blast his thought process or plans throughout a beam of light. He also is able to cast illusions in the physical world without contact, being able to cast an illusion that a magic specialist like Chandler wasn't able to tell was fake. He then has Lost World, where he erases his opponent's memories over a period of time, and considering how confident he is that erasing his memory would clear his static, then he could also do it instantly. Then he has Nightmare Teller, where he is able to trap a victim within their worst nightmare based on their worst memories. This ability leaves a victim defenseless in the real world, and Gowther can leave the opponent afflicted while they're still going on in the endless nightmare. The only displayed way to break free is by having an external force actually help the victim out of the attack and undo the attack. However, regardless of the freedom of the opponent, they are left damaged on the astral level and drained on the physical and mental level. He also has Searchlight, where he's able to instantly read through a person's conscious and subconscious thoughts and memories. He then has Blackout, where he's able to spread his magic in a 3-mile radius from himself as the center and knock out people with insufficient will for 10 minutes. Then there's Blackout Arrow, a more concentrated version of Blackout that just knocks out a single target with the usage of a light arrow. Then he has Jack, which allows him to take over a person's body and move them as he pleases. Then he has Gatling Jack, where he fires multiple Jack light arrows at once to try to make it harder to dodge. He also has Hijack to steal things like constructs and puppets with no nerves, taking control of them. Then he has Rewrite Light, where he fires multiple light rays in order to rewrite over the memories of multiple people at once, being able to change their motivations for a while. He is also able to rewrite the memories on a larger scale, making it so that he actually needs to undo the higher scale memory manipulation rather than it fading. He also has Sense Opener, where he's able to reverse the effects of mental and sense manipulation by manipulating them himself. He can do all this on his own, but he can amplify it with the Sacred Treasure, the Twin Bow Herod. This facilitates him using large-scale versions of his attacks like Rewrite Light, and it gives him access to automatic tracking mode that lets him fire without aiming his attack, as his attack will track his opponent. He can use Playback to display his memories and Kaleidoscope to maximize the amount of illusions in a single area. He also has Telekinesis, being able to levitate himself and his armor. His final major magical ability is Kill Switch, which negates an opponent's magic power upon impact. However, Gowther's nature is an exception to most other beings in 7 Deadly Sins. Thanks to his nature as a doll, he does not feel pain. Things that are typically dangerous to other beings such as decapitation, impalement, they all mean nothing to Gowther. He's also not affected by poison, and anything based around sense manipulation typically does not work on Gowther. He also appears to have no real stamina issues, never tiring out in a fight or running out of magic. Now, with all of that, where does Gowther go in terms of the narrative? Well, there are 3 Gowthers to discuss: pre-memories Gowther, post-memories Gowther, and end-of-series Gowther. Pre-memories Gowther is strong compared to the verse, being superior to all Holy Knights except for Hendrickson, who is amped by Demon Blood. However, in terms of the sins, he ranks around number 6 in terms of power. He does not compare to Meliodas, whether it be base or transformed due to his feats against Grey Demon Hendrickson. Gowther does not approach King thanks to King's Albion feat and bodybagging Dreyfus while Gowther struggled. He can't really compare to Bond, who fights Meliodas and slaps Red Demon Hendrickson, a person able to fight both Dreyfus and Griamore and win, while Gowther struggled with Dreyfus. He does not compare to full power Diane, as he was struggling to hit and defeat a miniature Diane, who is weaker than full-size Diane. However, due to his feat against Dreyfus, purely feat-wise, he does scale above Merlin. However, going off pure numbers, he'd actually be the weakest of the 7 deadly sins. And of course, he doesn't come near any of the commandments, archangels, or end-of-series characters. Post-memories Gowther sort of falls off feat-wise. His magic gets stronger, but he lacks any real combat feats not based around his hacks except for a shared feat with King against Chandler. He doesn't physically damage any real opponents with his magic and or his physical attacks. He just doesn't do it anymore. So he doesn't physically damage any of the archangels, any of the commandments, the Demon King. Nobody he fights he actually hurts, he just usually haxes them out. While this would typically be fine, it doesn't do good for his strength ranking among his fellow sins. He couldn't scuff post-resurrection Meliodas' shoes due to the massive power gap, with post-resurrection Meliodas slapping up Derriere and Mon Speed and defeating Escanor. Escanor surpasses him by fighting Assault Mode Meliodas, casually slapping commandments, fighting high-level demons. Post-training King is the one who does most of the battling against Chandler and Mael. That puts him above Gowther. Even a mini Diane is able to block and hurt base Chandler, while Gowther has to rely on others and his hacks. Merlin fights higher ranked demons and commandments post-infinity, and it just does not look good for Gowther. The only person he could really be stronger than is pre-purgatory Bond, who also lacks the physical feats outside of restraining Chandler for a moment, and he scales around the bottom half of the commandments, being weaker than characters like Droll and Gloxinia, but stronger than characters like Gallon and Grey Road by being able to do anything to base Chandler. However, he does not surpass any Archangel or really come close to the end of the series characters in terms of power. Hacks-wise, he's still one of the best, he just needs to land them. The same case applies for end-of-series Gowther, who outside his broken abilities lacks any real feats. He doesn't come close to post-purgatory True Magic Meliodas, post-purgatory Corju's Bond, Final Shine Escanor, Full Wings King, Mother Creation Diane, or end-of-series Merlin just because he lacks the attack potency feats. He has a good durability feat against the Demon King by surviving Death 0 though, but since everyone else is able to do that, it's not that impressive with their superior feats. However, since he's able to react to and fight alongside his fellow sins and actually saves Elizabeth from a blitz from Demon King Meliodas, it could be likely that his speed is up to par with the rest of the sins. And since all Gowther really needs is speed with his hacks, he could handle a lot of the rest of the series. If we give Gowther the benefit of the doubt and say he concretely scales speed-wise to his fellow end-of-series sins, he could handle a majority of the verse with his hacks alone, such as the Archangels and a majority of the commandments. However, characters like the Demon King and the Supreme Deity, Chaos, Chaos Cath, Chaos Arthur, Zeldris, all are too powerful or just hard counter Gowther's magical abilities by being immune to them with one exception. Now, for some quick out-of-verse scaling. This is only for the date of when the video is going up, so if in 4 Nights of the Apocalypse, Gowther comes out of nowhere and slaps the Supreme Deity with a backhand and one-shots her, then it'd be like that when it be like that sometimes. However, let's get into it. For pre-memories Gowther, for power he has a wide range. Safe scaling, mountain level range thanks to being able to harm Dreyfus, who scales to the other sins. For mid-ball, currently country level by scaling above characters like Gila and Red Demons with their country level feats. For highball, using higher end calcs, you get multi-continental by scaling above the Red Demon and arguably Gila. For speed, massively faster than light by upscaling from Mini Diane and Oslo, who also dodge light. For post-memories Gowther, he lacks the attack potency feats, but if you want to argue he's responsible for even half the power of Celestial Arrow, he could somewhat scale the commandments, but then that's also wide range from multi-continental to planetary, so do what you will with that. Speed, still massively faster than light plus, just being even faster. For end-of-series Gowther, he really has no power feat to his name, just a durability one, so I don't think his power increases that much. His speed could still be higher though, being relative to his fellow sins, so that is still massively faster than light plus, but even further down the scale. Now, where does end-of-series Gowther go in terms of the entire series? Well, he's likely in the top 15. He doesn't really have any of the power or speed necessary to hope to contend with Chaos, Chaos Cath, Chaos Arthur, the Supreme Deity, and the Demon King, True Magic Meliodas, the One Ultimate Escanor, Post-Purgatory Bond, Full Wings King, Mother Creation Diane, Zeldris, End-of-Series Merlin, and possibly even Mael. Gowther's main issue is that he lacks the attack potency feats, and all the characters above Gowther either know how he functions and how to deal with it, along with having the speed to deal with it, or in the case of someone like Zeldris, completely ignore his magic unless he lands the kill switch. Gowther is an interesting character for me in multiple ways. His tie into the backstory of the series, being part of the reason why the world is the way it is in Modern 7 Deadly Sins, is extremely interesting for me. I think his ability is at the same time one of the most terrifying things ever, yet an extremely interesting function for a character to have as a plot device in order for the viewer to get more information on their backstory, and just as a power in general. It's just really cool. I even like his story of a puppet who thought he knew nothing of emotion yet hungered for it, only to learn that he was the one who forged his lust for knowledge based on his suffering in the past for the woman he loved. It's amazing. What's even better is his developed trust in his friends and his understanding about how with his heart he has touched many others. Gowther is a great character with a great ability and a great past. He truly was a doll filled with ravenous desire. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. This was an interesting one, mainly because I was scouring the back half of the series to see if Gowther ever even punched something, but hey, it doesn't really matter that he didn't, because he has Invasion, and Invasion is absolutely crazy. Regardless, this was fun. Next up before Diane, our final sin, is actually going to be a video discussing power levels. Now, thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with the Pencil, writing off.